How's it going, everyone? I just want to document this journey that I'm on. I've already passed my business and finance portion of my Florida residential contractors test, and I just want to get on here while I'm in the thick of it and just document the journey. Just let you know what I've gone through and give you some real practical stuff that will help you pass this exam. Now, as I said, I've already passed one portion, but hopefully I'll be making a follow-up video here in about 9 days, giving you good news about me passing the second half. Now, how I passed the first half, first and foremost, there's no secret formula. There's nothing that replaces time in these books. If you don't put the time in these books, you will not pass, I promise you. There is too much to learn. There's just too much. There's no secret that you can get on here and watch and go and pass this test. Number one thing that I did, I adjusted my sleep schedule. I now go to bed with it just about every night of the week before 9 o'clock, and I'm up in between 4 and 4:30. I get in here. I still have a construction business to run, as some of you do. So you can understand. I can understand how you don't have time, but you do have time. I didn't have time, but now I have time because I made time. Those times in the morning where I get up and I come hit these books are where I learn the most. I feel more focused. I feel more ready to dive into it when I first get up. I make my coffee and I come in here and I hit these books. I've done that every day, literally 7 days a week since it's probably been 4 months coming into this contract administration and project management tests that I have coming up back to back. So at first I signed up with AAA, which is a construction school here in Jacksonville, Florida. And I love AAA. They've got in-person classes. They now have it online. I would have gotten both then, but I chose to get two. I went to AAA in person. I couldn't come on the weekends anymore. So I got a referral from another contractor, friend of mine, that did one exam prep. And they have some really great material that's online. And what helped me is AAA has their curriculum, and they go and they take the tests from time to time. So they've got real experience from taking these tests. They update it depending on, they go take the tests every so often, so they know what's on these tests. And these are real questions. Some of them are real questions from the test. So let me show you. So this is what I've got from one exam prep. Like, you come in here and let's just look at the Florida Contractors Manual. We go in here and they've got tests like, this is the lien law, right? You're going to go through, you're going to answer each one of these, and then they have the answers at the end, which is similar to the AAA on paper, right? Same thing. You come through, you answer questions, and they've got the answers at the end. So, in my opinion, having both has really helped me, because it's two different companies, two different points of view for the same test. And I need any edge that I can get to pass this thing. This is a hard test, but what I will tell you, when I passed my business and finance, it was easier than this test material. When I walked through this booklet from AAA with all these business and finance, it seems endless. It's overwhelming, But when I went in there, because I put the time into these books, I passed my exam. I think I got a 74, but a 70 passes, so that's good. So let's get down to practical things to help you pass this exam. First of all these books are different. They all have a different flow to them. Like, when you're coming over here and you're looking at this contractor's manual, you're going to get to know these tabs, right? You're going to get to know this index, right? The index for mine The Contractor's Manual 2021 doesn't have an index in the back, so AAA was kind enough to print me one out. Now, when you come in here and you're studying this Contractor's Manual, right, which is going to be used on both tests, this is the handbook for the contractor, right? What's helped me the most is coming in, and first of all, most things are not in the index in the Contractor's Manual. You're gonna remember your tabs, but you're gonna come over here and you're gonna look at the table of contents. I've got all of my chapters, my different chapters labeled up top, right? These are just chapter 1, business planning, chapter 2, licensing, chapter 3, financial management, chapter 4, risk management, so on and so forth, right? So that's where I navigate to what chapter I'm going to go to, right? So let's say we're looking up, we got a question on contracts. I can scan through this table of contents and I can see how that chapter flows, right? So when you see where you need to be in here, I've gone through, and every time that I run into a question on this test, I highlight it in this book. I circle different words that I know have a significant meaning, but I use different color highlighters. You see what I mean? I like these ones from Amazon, Mr. Pen. See these? Get these on Amazon. They come in a bunch of different colors and they don't bleed through. Some of these books you can use your regular highlighters, right? You can use these, but some of these books you can't. They bleed through. These don't bleed on any books. But when you're taking this exam, especially this Contractor's Manual, which you're going to be in a lot, the sections that I know that I'm about to do project management and contract administration. So I went through, and every subheading that's in bold, I have highlighted. Let me give you guys a look at this. I've highlighted. You see that? So when I'm going through this book, right, these pages, when I answer one of these questions, it sticks in my brain. I can see exactly. Let's go over here to the project management, right? Do you see these? Look at this. These different colors stand out to me, so they become a pattern. When you're spending time in these books, let's say I'm answering something for square foot method of estimating. Because I've answered so many questions, I've spent so much time in these books, I know that page is green. It's on the left and it's green. So that's just one thing that I wanted to show you guys. Using these different color highlighters, and you see these underlines, those stick out to me too. So they actually become patterns to me, and I know where they are in the chapter. But then, like for construction contracts and contract breakdowns, I'm going to remember that looks like that. You know, just because it has different colors, it helps me. But another thing that really helps me, since we're over here, I like to set the mood when I'm studying, right? So I come in here, I find something that's made for study, like relaxing jazz music, lo-fi. And when I'm in my AAA books, I'll put this peaceful scene on, and then I can go through and I can do my work, and I've got a good tone set, right? It's very relaxing. But another thing that I want to show you guys is when you're the books that are the hardest to me, they all have a different flow, right? Some of them you're going to use an index. Some of them you're going to use, like anytime that you're using, right now I'm studying Florida Building Code 2020, right? These are going to be your hardest books, in my opinion. Look at all the tabs, look at all the chapters, right? Now what AAA is going to teach you, what all the construction schools should teach you, is take that index and move it to the front. This is going to be your main point of operation. Anytime that you have a question, right? I've got by blank, the inspection, all concealed wiring must be installed, right? So right there, my keyword's inspection. So I'm gonna go over here to the index and I'm gonna look up inspection, right? And the most helpful thing that I can tell you, when you're looking things up in this contract, or in any of them, the contractor's manual index, if you're looking up something in the Florida Building Code index, they're gonna give you scrap paper. When you take your test, you need to have scrap paper on you. If I go in here and let's just look up inspections in the index, right? So when I look up inspections right here, what do we have? Electrical wiring. I'm gonna come and I'm gonna find where I think electrical wiring is going to be, and most of the time there's going to be several places where you can find one of these answers. So what I do is, you don't want to hold your hand, these books are thick, you don't want to hold your hand on the index and keep flipping back to see what section you need to go to. So when you're looking up inspections in the index, write down the sections that it gives you, right? So when you go over here, you don't have to keep going back to the index. You have every single section written down that you need to know. And one of the main things that I can tell you helps me is answering the easy ones first. Go through and answer every single question that you know offhand. If you know the answer to that offhand, go ahead and answer those. Then I move on to the questions that I know where the location of the answer is, right? That are easy to find. All the math I save for last. All the formulas that require different steps and looking up different codes and expiration dates and all of that, all the hard stuff I leave for last. I gain some momentum by doing the easy ones first. Now, that I've never heard anybody give any advice about taking this test other than that. Answer those easy ones first. Now, as I said before, nothing is going to replace time in these books. If you don't get up or stay up at night and put some time into these books, you will not pass this test. I promise you. I hope this was helpful. I'm going to get on here and I'm going to give you some more practical ways to pass this test, because when I looked on here, there's a lot of general advice and information on these tests. I just want to dive in. I'll think about it some more as I'm going through here, and especially right now when I'm in the thick of this test. The pressure's on. My test, the first test is in 9 days. I have another one 10 days from now. So right now I'm test. That's what's going through my mind. Not only am I doing my early morning studies, this is my mid-afternoon study. I'm going to do another one this evening, 20-30 minutes, whatever you can get. I put an hour and a half, 2 hours in the morning, and on the weekends I might put 3 or 4 hours into these books. And I feel confident. I'm nervous, but I feel confident. And even though I've gotten to the point where I'm confident, I'm still going to be in these books. I'm gonna eat, sleep, and live these books right now while I still perform the tasks at work. You do have time. Make time.